Oh boy, another year, another volume of RWBY is just around the corner. Everyone's talking about what they want to see, and I do too. Here we go. What I want to see in Volume 7 of RWBY. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? If you want us to question his actions, make it something actually worth getting worked up over. Pretending that, oh my god, they can become birds now, or, oh shit, he wanted to protect his daughters from his crazy-ass wife, is not good enough examples to make me question him. Yang, why are you so fucking pissed? All I did was not tell you stupid kids about the fact he has a bitchy ex-wife. If we're supposed to find him morally questionable, then actually do that, please. Stop developing him off-screen. Let him do something, or at least talk to somebody for once. You can't have him run away and get an outfit change and pretend his character is developed at all. And maybe let him have a conversation with someone other than Qrow or RWBY. For being such an important character, he sure has been cast aside by the writers. The after credits scene hints that Salem is actually getting off her ass and is going to be a player in the real plot. She better not just sit around her mansion some more, start showcasing the magic powers of hers against our heroes. Have the kids sit down and just have a conversation for once. Don't skip over the part where they reconcile with each other. Let them be friends or get into arguments. Hell, wouldn't that be crazy if there was an actual discourse between our four main girls? The last time the girls had a disagreeing opinion with each other was when Weiss and Blake argued in Volume 1. The kids always have the same ideas and opinions. Why did no one question John's shitty plan to steal an airship? Why did no one side with Osmond after finding out about his backstory? Giving the kids different opinions on things like this would lead to more entertaining character interactions and help the characters develop more through reconciliation after their arguments. Wouldn't it be wild if RWBY had a meaningful conversation with Nora, or if Blake talked to Jaune, or Yang talked to Ren? Don't stick the kids with the same persons over and over and over again. Hell, just having RWBY and Blake would be pretty out of the norm. I'm tired of only Weiss and RWBY talking, or only Yang and Blake. And when was even the last time RWBY and Yang had a one-on-one conversation? They're sisters and they don't even bother talking to each other. Conversations don't always have to push the plot forward, just idle chatter can exist in a script. They both have robo-limbs now. I want them to talk about that. He gave her the new arm for free, specially made and whatever. Is there an important reason for that? At the very least, I would like to see a mentor-student thing where he talks to her about having robotic limbs and how it's changed his life and she can learn to grow from it. Have her talk about it with the others, or struggle to use it more, or strive to get better at it. Anything that can turn them into an interesting character arc for her. Let's have her try to seek out more silver-eyed warriors, or question Qrow about her mother's silver eyes. Let's make this an actually compelling thing for RWBY to get into, and not just more boring lore dumps. We're in the racism capital of the world. Let's see some honest discrimination towards Blake. Maybe that could even lead to an interesting character arc for her. The fate of the White Fang is kind of up in the air. What if there's a faction of it that's still in the mines? And what if they were good guys? Not using terrorist actions, but actually trying to make a difference towards faunus equality. I want to see Blake have to truly face prejudice. Any racism she encountered was while she wore her bow. Will she try to hide it again, or will she stand up and fight alongside her faunus brethren, rather than just silently letting them take the hatred? I think this could be a really compelling area to go through with Blake's character. If we do another Volume 5 where they sit around in one location for the entire thing, I will explode. And I want to see those minds that Brandon Adam. I want Blake to have to face that struggle, and I want Weiss to see it and get pissed about it. Have it inspire her to do better. Her family is branding people physically with pain and putting their names on it front and center. I want Weiss to have to see that, and I want her to be inspired to do more, to stop her father. Based on the trailer, the area we see is pretty shitty. That seems like the lower, poverty area, maybe even a part of the mines. I want there to be a really big juxtaposition between the normal middle-class people and the rich upper-crust society. I don't expect the girls to actually want to go back to class, but if Ironwood or Winter or someone insisted on it to further some sort of plot point, that would be pretty neat. It'd be a good way to show how far the girls have grown. Aw, look, the freshmen are freaking out because of a Borbatusk. I killed a Leviathan and this doesn't faze me anymore. Weiss just talked about her at length. Can we finally see the woman, please? Remember how the show has a plot? Can we, start working towards developing that some more? A new maiden or a new relic, perhaps? And could that plot happen with action rather than just sitting around and talking about it? Salem still wants the maidens. Is that what Watts and Tyrion are doing in Atlas? Maybe we can get caught up on Raven's whereabouts, or the location of the relic under Beacon. I want to see these plot threads that will affect the series as a whole, and not just the volume we're currently in. Yeah, remember when everyone kept talking about being on the brink of the war again? Like, is that going somewhere, or... Are they dating? Are they not? I don't really care either way, just make it clear to the audience and the characters so the comments section will stop arguing about it all the time. And I want to see the characters start developing in a new direction with each other. If Blake and Yang are dating, I want to see the two try to figure out their relationship. How can they get closer to each other? How can they be a good girlfriend for each other? And if they are just friends, I want to see the two develop their friendship more. They clearly care deeply for one another. What lengths are they willing to go to for each other? Is there anything that would cause a rift in their friendship that they would have to overcome? Is Yang still a little mad about Blake leaving her? Please just clarify Bumblebee and have the characters develop because of it. Kill someone. Leave them behind. I don't care. But having RWBY, Weiss, Blake, Yang, Qrow, Oscar, Maria, Jaune, Nora, and Ren desperately fighting for screen time is not working. Oh, and the ghost of Pyrrha still wants screen time too, for fuck's sake. Personally, my suggestion would be split the kids up and leave the oldies behind. Maria and Qrow could die or get lost behind them or taken away or whatever, I don't really care. Maria is a little more than dead weight. She can't really fight anymore and just drops like little helpful nuggets of information here and there. And Qrow is too powerful. Every fight he participates in has no weight because his skill level is so much higher than the kids. So then, if we just have to deal with the 8 kids, let's let them split up into an A plot and a B plot. That way, 8 characters aren't constantly fighting each other for screen time and lines of dialogue. The conversations can flow a lot more naturally if the group talking to each other is a lot smaller.
I'm tired of being the lovable idiot stuck in the tree while his friends fight for their lives. Don't you understand? You have to save Pyrrha.
We will. Are you okay?
RWBY's being hunted. The schools are being attacked. All for what? What is the point of all of this? Will you just tell us what's going on? I'm gonna make you pay for what you did. Do you hear me?
Jaune!
Everything we did was for nothing.
Can he just, like, be a supporting character for once? That sneaky man from Volume 3 lives in Atlas. Is the death of Penny gonna come back and be a bigger plot point? Can they rebuild her? Please do something cool and emotional with this premise. Please. Everyone else has gotten an arc. Can Nora please finally get a turn in the spotlight? Evolve out of comic relief and become the best girl you were always destined to be. I'm not saying have them break up or anything. I just want them to spend an extended period of time not right next to each other, forcing them to interact with anyone else in the cast. I want to see someone struggle with carrying on a conversation with the too quiet Ren. I want to see Nora force herself to slow down for others to catch up. Ren and Nora know each other so well, and they're always spending all their time together. I want to see the two split and try to deal with the world without having each other to lean on. It might even make for a cute moment where they get to talk to others about how much they really care and love for each other. They were setting up the idea that these two were going to be doing something. Maybe even escape and do their own thing away from Salem. Can they actually do that this time? Mercury mentioned his dad stealing his semblance. Is that going to be a thing? Are we going to try to get his semblance back? They're like the best characters in the villains team, and I want them to actually do something again. They're heading to Atlas. Let's have an epic confrontation with a vengeful as hell Tyrion and a sassy as hell Watts. We can finally get to see Watts' character on full display. Does he have a weapon? Or cool semblance? Would he work well fighting alongside Tyrion? Does Tyrion have a vendetta against RWBY after she cut off his tail? I want them to really make an impact on the plot this volume. They are also on their way to Atlas. Can they actually have an effect on the plot or characters? Can maybe someone other than Jaune give a shit about Cinder? Could the kids maybe talk about Cinder? Like, they've got to realize either she's alive or the maiden powers have moved on to someone else now, right? And if Penny does come back, will RWBY have more determination to stop Cinder now? The villains were so useless all last volume. None of them had any sort of impact on the plot or characters. Can they actually try being the antagonist of the series, rather than just coming up with another one-off nobody villain like Qrow? If she's going to be sticking around, I want her to be more than a cute design. Let's give her some depth, or life, or maybe even a backstory. Something to make me actually give a shit about her. Ruby watched her fly away. Will she be surprised Neo's still alive? Yang seemed to have a vendetta against her. Will that old rivalry come back? Will the kids get some insight on her actual character or her history? I know the song One Thing exists and spells out her motivations, but it's not like Team RWBY can Google the lyrics of her song and understand her character. They need to be told the stuff in universe. I want to actually develop Neo's character and not just in the supplemental material. The heroes lost that one time at Beacon. Cinder killed Amber, destroyed the school, killed Pyrrha, but then after that the villains keep fucking losing. Tyrion attacks! Oh, he lost. Ambush on Haven Academy! Oh, they lost again. Cinder's trying to steal Raven's powers, and the route! Oh, Raven won. I want the villains to win because I want them to actually be threatening again. And it doesn't need to involve, like, another major character death or anything. Maybe they get the relic. They get the maiden. They get the maiden powers. I don't care. I want them to do something. Some sort of victory that makes me worried they'll have more. Because as it is, they're just jokes. They show up on screen and it's just, I gotta wait for Ruby to have her friendship monologue and then they're done again. And I don't want that. So I wanted to keep my list somewhat reasonable, unlike some other people I've seen before. Now, you may have noticed that I have specifically 24 things on my list that I want to see, which just so happens to be enough to make a bingo board. So, follow me along this volume and play RWBY Bingo. There's a link to a free copy of this bingo sheet that you see right here in the description, in case you want to play along. Or, there's also a link to a blank one in case you want to make your own bingo board. You can either rearrange what I've already got, or come up with your own things. Share with me your original bingo boards, I would love to see them. And if you're a patron and make a bingo board of your own, and you do get a bingo, I'll give you an extra special shout out in my Volume 7 review. If you want to support my channel, you can become a patron, and any and all contributions help in the long run, and is greatly, greatly appreciated. In the comments, tell me what you're hoping to see in Volume 7, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.